Did I scare you? Don't worry, they're fake. Welcome back to 3 Pews and Pod. Today, we're talking about another one of our favorite Halloween movies, Coraline. If you've ever watched this movie, you may be familiar with some of the theories fans have regarding it. Today, we're talking about 3 of our favorites, and I'm gonna go ahead and say spoilers ahead, though if you haven't watched this movie yet, what are you doing? If you like our videos, check out our Ko-Fi. We also have a Google form where you can send us video ideas. Both are linked in these QR codes and the description. Follow us to the Pink Palace, and hope you enjoy. Should we learn that? Isn't that song just gibberish, or is it like French or something?
Surely it's gibberish.
I feel like it could be French.
So my theory I kind of made up because
okay.
I was looking at some people's theories and there's like stuff about the cat and I was like, well, the cat's an interesting character, so I'm gonna come up with who I think he is. The one that I based this off of was that dream come true.
But you're wrong.
The fact that like that's the quote they take. Like,
I know,
and they make it so dramatic. Like it's not really
I know it's not that big of a moment in the movie.
One of the theories why I got inspired off of it doing the cat was because somebody said that they think there's 2 cats, and I just don't really think that's true.
That's definitely an interesting theory.
So
yeah.
here's why.
Here's why a dream come true.
Here's why this world you think is a dream come true.
So I'm not so quick to believe the theory because, like, obviously the cat could be lying, but Coraline literally asks him, I see you don't have button eyes, but if you're the same cat, how can you talk? And he goes, I just can't. So it's like kind of accepting, yeah, he's the same cat. And then also she says, Wybie's got a cat like you at home, not the quiet Wybie, the one that talks too much. She must be the other cat. And he says, no, I'm not the other anything, I'm me. So I think it's just
he just travels.
I think he's just the
through.
cat.
He's just the cat. The
And
cat is
also,
the cat.
yeah.
Also, yeah, because why would he lie about that? He doesn't.
I know, there's not really
to.
needs for that.
I mean, in like it was the other mother's like
familiar or something, but like clearly he's against that. Like he's helping Coraline the whole time.
familiar.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's more just he's magic because he's basically a magic cat that's more limited to the confines of reality when he's in the real world. Like he has
That would make
rules, I
sense
guess,
to me.
traveling from each dimension, if you will. The trope of witches having black cats, and he knows a lot about the Beldam, but even foreshadows into her turning into a spider form, like talking about when she's gonna eat Coraline. I think this is more of maybe he's a victim of the Beldam. That's my theory.
Interesting. Yeah.
Maybe like one of the first. I think it's kind of clear that she needs the children to like stay alive.
Yeah.
Like the soul sand. I don't know. Like obviously he's an adult because he has a deep voice, not like the kid ghost don't. So maybe just like she was like one of her first test subjects, trying to get life back into her, and
Yeah,
is like some
cool,
old
'cause
guy.
That's
And,
true. Or maybe he was just the cat all along.
Maybe like
Her
his
origin.
body or his soul like escaped into the cat, or he just turned into the cat.
Or maybe
That's kinda what I'm
she
thinking.
like damned him into that body, thinking that he would live like that forever, but then
Yeah.
he can like talk and travel dimensions.
And so now he's obviously seen the other kids. He was what happened to Coraline. So that's kind of my theory.
Anti-theory.
Yeah.
because she's an anti-theorist.
It's interesting that he's Wybie's cat.
Why were
Well,
you
at
born?
least he's said to be
She's
Wybie's
like, why
cat.
would she say
No,
that?
she was so mean to him. Out the
Why
gate
was
for
she like-
no
I know,
Like, what did he
reason.
do? He was just
Also,
nice.
she has nobody there. Like,
Yeah, I know.
please try making one friend.
But she's gonna complain about being all alone.
I know.
Anyway, you can take that or leave that. I also just really like the cat as a character because he's literally a cat and he's really cute, and also how black cats specifically are connected with magic and culture. And so I just really like that.
Because they're
Because I
cute.
personally believe in ghosts, and whenever I see cats freak out at a random corner and
Like, oh, there's a ghost
room
over
gets
there.
cold, like, yeah, I'm actually going to die right
The room gets cold. That's freaky.
now.
Okay. Wait, let me get my notes up. Actually.
Okay. We just like make our own scary story.
The
That's on
clicker.
freesound.org.
Mine also kind of focuses on 2 characters, although I didn't make this one up. But I really like these characters, and I think the theory is very interesting. So I'm doing the theory about Miss Spink and Miss Forcible not being as innocent as they may appear.
It's because they're lesbians.
Yeah, that's actually why. That's the whole theory, is the fact that they're lesbians, and that makes them evil. Gist of this theory is the fact that Spink and Forcible actually work for Miriam. Which is actually Miriam. Miriam. Is it Miriam Forcible or Miriam Spink? I don't remember. One of the things is that they work for the Beldam, or like at least they can know her. That's how they're able to
know of her.
True. See, that's the thing. It's like, oh, do they know of her? Or do they work with her?
Because that is something that was so interesting, because I was like, why do they know so much about
And it's like
this?
It's like, oh, they're psychics.
Also, yeah, I would say that too. Like,
but it's really
even
interesting
drawing
about
into-
they're psychics. So they gave Coraline that seeing stone because Miriam is like, oh, she's in terrible danger from her. Coraline, you're in just gonna do the Miriam voice.
You're in terrible danger?
Because of the tea leaf reading, which is like, okay, I guess, but also
handsome
that's very
man, your
interesting.
future.
Like, okay, it's one thing for you to be a tea leaf reader, but it's another when you give her the stone, because obviously the stone allows her to see the eyes of the ghost children, which is very specific. Like, why would that be the thing that you give her, and that's like somehow gonna help her in her terrible danger? So when the way that they get her the stone is, it's at the bottom of one of like these taffy jars that they have, and they say they're vintage taffy jars, but there's years next to each one. There's 3, and the years are 1921, 1936, and 1960. What those dates mean? The ghost children, that's when they died or went missing.
That's crazy. I didn't know
So
that.
if these correlate with the deaths of the ghost children, then why would they have those?
Wait, were they trying to help her though? Like, they
So
just
the
had
thing
a jar
is-
set up.
The
ready
thing
for
is
her to
though,
go?
like you could be like, oh, maybe they're trying to help her, but also why would they even have those in the first place? Like,
they get free
could they
rent
not
at
have
the pink
it's
pouch.
because they could just have been leading Coraline to the other mother, like, or the beldam. Like, they didn't have to have it like
yeah.
But what if they like
she's
just kind
helping.
of-
It's like, oh, we're helping you, but
Yeah.
are they really? Like, they're directly leading her to the source.
I mean, maybe I wonder if they're like just old and they're like, what's gonna happen? That's so evil. of them. Actually, like this girl could have died. But
Well, because I would like to think that
they're good.
they're not exactly working with the other mother, and once again, more so just like realizing maybe they can't personally do anything about the ghost children, but they know it's a thing. They've come into however way they've known it's a thing, and they're giving her the seeing stone to be like, okay, you can
Because
like
it does
reverse
help
it.
her. Yeah,
It's better than
At the end of the
nothing.
day.
But
'Cause it's like,
but
what are they gonna
also-
do? Call the police?
Exactly, and also maybe like the beldam has them under some sort of like, if you do
Control.
this, yeah, then some bad things are gonna happen, or you lose your free rent. So yeah, that's kind of the theory. It's not like super in depth or anything, but I
That
feel
is
like they could have been
interesting.
aware of missing children, and I'm gonna say personally, I'm gonna believe that maybe they were trying to help Coraline, only because I love these characters and I don't want them to be evil.
I know they're actually
Because they're
Spink
kind of
and
iconic. They're
Forcible.
kind of iconic, and they have their little
Their
dogs.
performance is awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
with
in
her being Venus, like that's kind of iconic, and it's like they fit that in the movie.
But lit out of the suit. And they're
No,
doing
then
their
becomes
things,
the
like,
evil
that's actually
taffy.
cool.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
so
cool.
cool.
Also, we talked about it earlier, but I literally put on here that not a theory, but they definitely are a couple. So
Not a theory. It's actually.
Not a
I
theory,
think,
it's
I'm sure.
true.
I think it actually has been.
there's no way it hasn't. I don't know maybe if they're in the book or not. I mean, I'm assuming they are, but I don't know how.
I don't know their origin.
Yeah, the origin of the book, specifically here talking about the movie.
The book's the same.
Because the books is the whole. Although some people do source like the book for
I want to read
ideas
it.
about the theories.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's interesting. This one was just kind of, I mean, it's very movie specific because of the visuals, but very interesting nonetheless. So. Dun 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 dun
Bum bum bum.
This
That was
seems
my
like a
intro.
segue,
Yeah, that was my segue.
This is the big kahuna of the thing.
Yeah, this is the one.
I feel like
If,
we're like leading, we literally led up
Yeah.
to this one because it's like, wait.
if we talk
putting
about,
pieces together.
if someone's talking about Coraline theories, it is this one. At least in my opinion, like that's what I've always heard. Basically, this theory is that the beldam actually won and that Coraline got trapped in her universe and she never made it out.
Nah.
Whoa, guys, bombshell.
This is the most like,
Honestly plausible, sad.
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And also like terrifying in my,
think
like
of,
the
yeah.
scariest
Yes.
one in my opinion, because it's just like, oh, she never left.
Horror movies
Okay.
like don't often have happy endings.
Yeah.
And so that's like a thing to keep in mind when thinking about this theory.
Yeah.
There was this one article that I read that basically it was talking about that, like in the book when Coraline meets the ghost children, they tell her that once they saw the beldam, they never saw their true mothers again, which is like, okay, like, yeah, they just got like, they lost, but like, this is interesting because it leads into the fact that Coraline, once she goes into the other world once, never actually comes out. She's just going deeper and deeper into this dimension because the first time she goes in, she travels through and then she goes home by going to sleep.
Yeah.
Like goes home in
that's
air quotes by going to
interesting.
sleep. She never actually goes through the other portal.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So-
that's interesting.
This one's kind of bone chilling. Like I don't know.
It's actually,
I know,
it's
it's
really
like
sickening
freaks
and
me
dark
out.
and
Well,
Because
twisted.
it's such like a childhood nightmare thing.
Yeah.
Like to literally, you never left this dimension.
And
that-
and like
So like in the
every
real world, you're just dead. Like you're basically missing.
yes,
and gone to
she's
everyone
missing and
else.
gone, and she'll never come back. Well, because like when she goes to bed, like the other mother just changes the scenew,
Ew,
and
that's
she's
so
still
creepy.
playing like the mom.
Yeah, ew, that's so scary.
And obviously there are the aspects of like the cat at the end. This is like the main
he,
thing
like,
that he disappears behind the post, which he can't do in the real world, supposedly, allegedly. The garden is the same. It's the shape of her face still.
Yeah,
which
that's
I always
true.
was confused about. I was like,
You just reuse a set, but
like
They wouldn't not do that.
And yeah,
like,
no,
what
in a
are
movie
the-
like
what
this,
are the odds that the dad
there's
would-
no way that garden would be in the shape of her face before they moved in. Like, what are the odds of that? And she makes
like
a comment being like, "Oh, it's my face."
Yeah, like her parents. Who was it? Her dad.
It was her
Or something
dad
had
who
done
did
that
it, yeah.
in the other
other
world.
dad, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what are the odds that it would have happened in real life too? Like,
There's no shot.
slim to none.
Another kind of small theory that I think I heard it somewhere, I don't really remember, that I always thought was really interesting was that all of this, and this is just like a sub theory, has nothing to do with this. The whole story is them in purgatory, because when they first get there, they talk about being like just having gotten into a bad car accident,
Right.
and like her dad's neck is really messed up.
Yeah,
Like
doesn't her mom
mom
has the brace.
has the neck
Yeah,
brace, and like they mention it very briefly, and I
Yeah.
never really. It's very out of place. Like there's no reason for them
To have gone in that route.
to get in the.
That
It
is
doesn't
interesting
include
too,
anything to the
actually.
story. So
It's actually a Beetlejuice reference because Adam and Barbara die.
yeah, it's actually.
It was like not really good car ride either. They just down in the car.
But anyway, yeah, that's the theory. Thanks for
That's me
watching.
when I'm like scared of it.